Hey guys, what is up? Shadolance back for another review. Today I'm going to be doing the M4 Super 90, a NX variant of the M3 Super 90, which is a GP gun. It's pretty much the only gun that I am still expecting to see another variant of, but they haven't released yet. I'm expecting to see like an M5 Super 90 or something like that. I don't know. It's one of the few guns I'm still looking forward to seeing. This is to be considered one of the most OP shotguns in the game, and while it's a good shotgun, I wouldn't rate it among the very best. It was the very first shotgun to be in that kind of OP category. I will agree with that. It was the first considered best shotgun. This and the M590 Mariners, those were kind of the first two that were really groundbreaking. The R870 MCS never really caught up to the other two in terms of NX shotguns, but this gun is very popular for a couple of reasons. One, it's very, very high damage at close ranges, and large ammo capacity, 7 of 25, which is not an even amount, but, you know, it's that one shot reload at a time kind of shotgun, so, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. But anyway, hopping into the stats, we have a damage of 80, so very, very high, even for a shotgun, which is usually between 65 and 75. Portability is 67, rate of fire of 23, so very fast rate of fire. It is a fully automatic shotgun, and recoil of 60. So theoretically, the recoil does matter because it does knock your gun around a little bit, although the spread won't change in time to actually make the gun do that kind of stuff. The gun's very popular in Papa because it has a pretty small spread in Papa, and if you crouch down in Papa, it will make your spread like literally smaller than an assault rifle, which is ridiculous. It'll make it smaller than a standing submachine gun. Very, very, very powerful for that range, and especially getting all those shots to hit would be very deadly. But even in Bravo, it has a pretty big spread. It's one of the larger spread shotguns, but it's in general just a very nice shotgun to use. The spread seems to fill pretty evenly, and it tends to hit every single portion, so as long as a small part of your reticle is on the person, you really shouldn't be missing any shots. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I don't like this shotgun as much. First of all, the damage drop-off is horrendous. At anything past, like, me to the wall, it's like... it's really just kind of like a 4 to 5 shot kill, so it's horrible at range, at any kind of range. You have to be almost point blank to make it usable, which in honesty is the reason people tend to use this shotgun, because if you get in the appropriate range, there's very few guns that'll be able to outmatch it because of its fast fire rate. This was basically the Maxes before the Maxes, except the Maxes has obviously even a faster fire rate, like 30, and also it has the less damage drop-off, although it's still not the lowest in the game per se. Personally, I would say if you had one of two setups, if you either had this gun and the Jackhammer, or the Remington 1187P and the Keltec, either of those two setups, as I mentioned before in some other reviews, you'd be pretty much set. The kind of guns that I would put into the M4 Super 90 category would be like the Remington, the M4 Super 90, the Jackhammer doesn't really fit as well because of the clip reload and the style of gun and the way it feels, that that heavier shotgun. So I don't really want to put that in there. I would put the Jackhammer and the Keltec together because of the large ammo capacity, the very high damage and low damage drop-off. The Keltec actually has slightly higher damage drop-off, but it's not unreasonable. It's still a 2-shot kill at even a medium-ish range for the most part. Sometimes 3-shot kill, so it's not too bad, but the M4 Super 90 in general is still a fine shotgun, but I just think because it's one of the older shotguns in the game and it has not been unnerfed, I don't even know if it ever really did get nerfed because I didn't start using it until a few years ago, long after it was released. So I don't know if it's exactly a unnerfed shotgun. But also, it is one of the few shotguns that will actually reduce its spread when you crouch. I think I may have forgotten to mention that. I mentioned that it does do that in Papa, it gets very small, but it's one of the few shotguns that actually reduces spread, especially fully automatic ones. I do believe it is the only fully automatic shotgun that will reduce its spread when crouched. I know the Jackhammer doesn't do it, and I know the SPOS 12 series don't do it, so I know I think that might be kind of unique to the M4 Super 90. So quickly comparing it to the M3 Super 90, the M3 Super 90 also has a damage of 80, very high. The ammo capacity is only 7 of 21, so you're losing 4 shots compared to the M4. The portability is 67, which is the same as the M4 Super 90. The rate of fire is 17 on the M3, but 23 on the M4. And the recoil is 61 on the M3 Super 90 and only 60 on the M4 Super. So you're looking at the same portability and damage, and the damage drop-off is actually better on the M3 Super 90 than the M4. Also, the M3 is not a fully automatic shotgun; it is a pump action. So, other than the damage drop-off, everything gets better with the M4 Super 90. The ammo capacity, the fire rate goes up by 6 points, the spread is a little more controllable, and I'm not sure if the M3 Super 90 gets smaller when you crouch. I think that it does, if I remember correctly, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. The recoil goes down by 1 point, which I don't really know how big of a difference that makes, but recoil is noticeable on both weapons, so the rate of fire is obviously, like I said, better. Portability damage is the same, but the damage drop-off is better on the M3 Super, so just getting that out there, pointing that out. Not to mention the M3 Super 90 is also GP. To be completely honest, I find the M3 Super 90 to be very, very underused for a shotgun. Although nowadays, before the TriStar Cobra Force was released, I would say it would possibly be the best GP shotgun available. That and the M590. The SPOS 12 is also very nice, but I would say that those two would be the best, the M3 Super 90. And now that the TriStar Cobra Force is out, I have to say it's better. I have a TriStar Cobra Force review out, so you guys can easily go watch that. It's not too long, so it shouldn't take too long, or at least much of your time. But I do believe the TriStar is far better. It has even better damage drop-off. It has better base damage, I believe, or I don't remember the exact stats of the TriStar, but I just have used it. And even though it has only 6 shots per magazine, I do believe, it's just in general a better shotgun. I perform better with it. I see everyone perform better with it. And it's one of the most underused shotguns in the game, which is kind of sad because it's one of the best. It even overdoes some of the NX standards. I would take a TriStar Cobra Force over a SPOS 12 Gold most days. And I mean, I know that's not saying much because it's a very underused shotgun, but I still think the SPOS 12 Gold is underused as well. It should be far more used than it currently is, but anyway. So the TriStar Cobra Force is among one of my favorites. So I would suggest trying that out, as well as the M3 Super. But the M3 Super is honestly so different from the M4 just by the fully automatic and the faster fire rate that just changes everything. But that's about all the time I have for a review today, guys. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Get your friends to check it out. Get them to rate and comment and maybe subscribe, and that'd be awesome. And I'm hoping to get some more reviews out this week. Shadolance out.